Friggin' right. Yeah. There's the Vortec 5.7 liter back in the GMC here. It's a 98, as you can see on the door. The engine also had some codes on the back here where the bell housing goes. And yeah, those engine pretty much all bolted up. The radiator, I got a new one right there. Pretty much ready to go in, except that I have these new oil cooler lines. Right now it's just in blue, I don't have no radiator here. But as you can see on the ground, they're not too happy. So right back in here is the oil filter, there's an adapter. And as you can see, 2 lines run up it. And they use O-rings to seal, but I think the kit that I bought that had the O-rings are kind of cheap because the O-rings are just seen they're leaking. I'll assume that those O-rings don't fit correctly. The GM ones might fit a little bit better. And I'll get a new intake seal. Right around here is the throttle body, and that's the intake piece. That seal's a little bit worn out because you can just go side to side with it. Like that. So I'm gonna want a new seal on that. New tensioner, new pulley. A new alternator from what I can tell, new water pump, and pretty much it. Put new rings, new pistons, not new pistons, new rings, new seals. Pretty much every seal to replace. Painted the plenum red, as you can see. Might make it look a little bit better than just black. So yeah. The distributor's back there. Trying to get that sorted out. I did get it running here. It took me literally 2 days to get this thing running. We tried everything, just repeatedly trying to adjust the distributor, get it all timed up, make sure it's all marked up here so it's at top dead center, drop in there. But you would crank it and it wouldn't do anything, like absolutely nothing. And you'd put a little bit of carb clean on the intake just to see if it would fire off that, and it would do a little bit, sometimes backfire out of the intake because the timing was off, but it wouldn't run on that stuff either. So today I pulled the spider injection out, which underneath that plenum, right there where that big connector is. It's a really big connector. It feeds power to the 8 spider injectors, and you can see the fuel comes in there and goes back out there. It's like 55-60 psi. And I guess from sitting, I had this thing running about 6 months ago before the rebuild. From sitting, the injectors kind of got frozen up. So we tapped them all, made them all click, put it back in there. It's got 200,000 miles on it, so I'm going to want to replace that spider injection soon. Okay, so I got it filling up here with some, a bit too much. This is just concentrate. Deck's cool, that's stuff for the GM. Like that. This was a gallon of it, so this usually holds a little bit over 3 gallons, the whole system. So I put a gallon in, I'm gonna put a gallon of water into 50-50 it, and then I've got a second bottle down there, which I will throw in like half of it and 50-50 it before I toss it in. So it's getting pretty full. Wow. Oh, wasn't on the AC compressor fully. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Nice and tight. Okay, there's the cap. I'm probably gonna go. It's not that bad, but this radiator is actually in pretty good shape. That's probably the original GM one. You see that no fins really bent over, they're just a little bit smashed. But I would have reused it, except that the oil had just. It's got a filter little screen, but it's just packed full of shavings and stuff. So I could clean it out, but for $100 I wouldn't have no leaks. So tossing that one. Alright, cap's on. The radiator is kind of loose because I didn't put the top mounts on, but it's not like going to go anywhere. I'm going to grab this piece of wood, just stand with the alternator and grab this piece of wood. See if we're going to make it back down safely. That. Okay. There's that. Check the oil, it's like a little bit above full. So when it leaks all of it out, we should be back on full. Yeah. Let's go try it out. I'm also going to check the tranny fluid because it might be a little bit low. Because I probably had like a tiny bit leak out of it when I was playing with the fittings up there. But yeah, let's go try it out. Alright, on a foggier camera, I guess, but with the tailpipe out the garage and all the boxes in it. I'll go ahead and slap on poke. See if we can get it to run. The problem is it's got like 3/4 of a tank of fuel, but it's kind of bad fuel because it's sat for a little over a year, I'd say, because the tabs say January 1st, but right now it's December 1st, so kind of hard to start cause with that bad fuel. I think it's bad fuel. It might be timing related. We'll try it out. Wow. Oh, she's running pretty rough, but oh, power steering's working. We got really good oil pressure, it looks like. Seems like it's kind of timed bad because it doesn't seem as responsive as it should be. There we go. Friggin' right. Yeah. That is all of the oil leaking. I literally just got it here and it's already leaking that much. I don't know what that black thing is, but that's all the oil. Oh, it's running pretty good actually. I think it's missing, which is why it's running a little bit rough. We don't worry about that right now. Oh my goodness, it's bad in here. Look at everything shaking. I can't really see it, but it's just like shaking the whole cab. Doesn't run too bad, but it definitely sounds like it's missing. Yeah, we'll just let it kind of break in here. I don't know if it's actually at like 75 psi. Doesn't seem to be changing much, but we'll make sure the temp rises out how it should. Yeah, sweet. I'm surprised it started right up there. The distributor might need adjusted a little bit too. Been playing with that. She still shakes around a little bit in there. You can kind of see it on the side here, you know, but I think she might be missing on a cylinder or two. I believe that knock is not anything bad. I believe it's just the hydraulic lifters, but by now they should have settled in correctly. If it's not the lifters, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but we'll let it run here. Let's check up on the temperature. It seems to be doing pretty good. It's idling about 700. Temperature hasn't risen any, but the pressure just stayed the same, so I might shut it off and see if that changes the pressure, because I don't want to be running it with no oil pressure, if you know what I mean. Just, it's not like the fuel tank. Okay. Try it again. So the pressure does drop back down, so I think it's reading correctly. My brakes seem to be okay still. Yeah, fires right up. Yeah, I just hope that pressure's reading correctly, because these gauges like to, especially like that fuel one, they like to go bad. Well, not bad, but they like to be weird on you. And that fuel one will come down, hit the oil pressure, and mess it all up. That takes a lot of load. But we'll go check. We'll just go check down here. It should be leaking. Yeah, it's still leaking, so that means we've definitely got pressure somewhere at least. Yeah. Tempting it a little bit. The oil pressure's dropping. Not sure why. I should probably go check it, but definitely got hot air. It's pretty hot actually, and that's good. A little bit of paint boning, it looks like. Usual. The odd thing is I haven't noticed any oil leaking. Maybe a little bit. I do know there's this rag up in there. I should probably take that rag off, because I can't tell if it's getting oil pressure or not, if it's not leaking down there, you know. I mean, I don't know if the sensor and or the gauge is reading correctly. But the good thing is it does change when I rev it, so can't be too worried if it changes. Yeah, it's she's shooting a little bit of paint off, but that's to be expected. Dang thing hasn't opened up yet, huh? Alright guys, good progress on the good old 5.7. Finally got it running. December 31st, it's about, let's see if you guys can see it, it's literally 5 minutes till 12 o'clock, which would be January 1st, which expired literally 1 year ago. But anyways, gonna order up some of those air core motors for the fuel gauge, and probably the oil gauge too, just because it's probably been hit a couple of times by the fuel gauge. I like to do that when they get all loose up and whatnot, but they can slap that dash back together, clean this thing out, and I can get the grill back installed. I just had it taken off because I was kind of woken. I didn't want to get scratched up, and I also got new housings for everything, and I got HIDs. I think the HIDs will work a little bit better than LEDs because they're a little bit brighter in my opinion. We'll get those installed, and I can get that drive shaft done too, get the exhaust rerouted. But yeah, hopefully the tick, I think it's from a valve that hasn't adjusted yet, which doesn't make too much sense because it's been running for a good amount of time now, half an hour maybe. But just keep running it, keep an eye on everything, make sure it's looking all good, and then get the hood back on it. Should be good. So see you guys next year.